Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to NGLCC's latest edition of Webinar Wednesday. We're thrilled to have so many of you with us here. You have so many places you could be, and you chose to be here learning with your LGBT business family, and we're so grateful for it. I'm NGLCC Senior Vice President Jonathan Lovitz. Thrilled to be here with today's presenter, Trevor Rapley, and our brilliant co-host for these adventures, NGLCC SVP Sabrina Kent. Thank you all for being with us today. A few housekeeping reminders as we get started that throughout today's presentation, you can use the Q&A function in your Zoom window to ask questions of our guest speaker, as well as share ideas with one another. Sabrina and I will take turns moderating and sharing those questions, and then anything that doesn't get addressed, we can certainly make sure is shared via email with you all. At the end of this event, there will be a blog post and a link to watch the video and share anything that you might have missed with your colleagues. And we invite any and all of you participating to share nglcc.org/webinars with your network of stakeholders to make sure that we have a robust and wide-ranging collection of programs throughout the entire summer. So thank you all for joining us. I want to introduce, our special guest presenter here, Trevor, who has been a serial entrepreneur since the age of 13, and whose company, Corporate Filming, is responsible for B2B and B2C corporate video making all over the United States, and we're thrilled to have him as our presenter today. So we will turn things over to you, Trevor, to further introduce yourself, share your screen, and let us know what we can do to support you all. And to everyone who joined us, welcome.
Awesome, guys. Yes, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to kind of go through this. Our team really tried to find some awesome marketing tips and things that people can do literally this week to really humanize them during COVID. So yeah, let me share my screen. I think you may have to cancel there. Let's see. Yep, we should be good. All right. I closed my 30 tabs I usually had open. So, okay, so we're good. Guys, hey, welcome. Thank you for being here. Trevor Rapley, I've been filming since I was 13. I've never had another job. So this is what I've been doing my whole life. So I really wanted to kind of go through what has worked for me, what has worked for my team, and really what people in this space can really do during COVID to really make sure that, that you are humanizing yourself and telling stories. And let me know if there's a chat that comes up, because right now I'm full screen, so I don't know if it's going to show up. So there we go. All right. So first, guys, welcome. I found some fun GIFs to keep people entertained throughout this whole thing. So who are we? Corporate Filming. We create monthly marketing films of your customers, staff, and story. And what that does is it really humanizes what we are all doing, right? Telling your story is a way to make you is a way to make you stand out. So and telling a story drives brand growth. And I actually found some cool things that I wanted to show. So that's actually a photo from the last event. People that have not joined, honestly, I highly recommend it. I have learned so much from this entire group of people. And literally, I met some of the best friends there, got in front of corporate buyers. But also what I really loved is we learned how to pitch, right? Corporate buyers want to hear a certain type of pitch, right? How can you really help them? It's all about the ROI more than about what you can do. So I actually found this quick video that we filmed actually last year at the event. I recommend anyone to join the Longing Chamber and the NGLCC. We're at the final day here, and I'm Trevor. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. I'm Trevor Rapley, CEO of CorporateFilm.net. We tell stories on video that drive sales, and to be in front of corporate buyers and to network for a week, it was the best days of the entire year. You can't buy literally that face-to-face with corporate buyers. You can't buy that. Like, you legit can't. So the corporate buyers, like, if you do a spin of the table, there were just people waiting to be networked with. So hopefully that's going through, because our videos, it's an HD video. So I can also send this out to people that want it after. So to dive into my story really quickly, been filming since I was 13. That's me. I had a big head of hair back then. Now I don't. I've been converting DVDs, mowing lawns. I've always just been someone that has always wanted to work, right? So I actually use this as an advantage. When I do send out a quote, pitch, etc., I don't just tell the person what we do, but I tell them our story. I tell them why we love what we do, and it just sets us apart, right? So I found some old home videos, right, to really hone in on the story.
Hey, how are you?
Like, we may not think that people want to hear our story, but they do, right? They do, because think of all the times we get sold to constantly over and over. And by telling your story, it really separates you. So I'm going to quickly go through this. This is me at 11 years old. Oh, that's the next slide. Sorry. So these are some photos that my mom and dad found of my first business at age 15. I die over the I'm 15. I go to Christian Brothers High School. And the same thing on this side, right? DVDs. I was converting VHS to disc for like $14 a pop. I thought I was on top of the world. And my favorite thing about this paper is the bottom, where it says, this is a great feature to skip ahead when dad leaves the camera on. So I was really targeting my market to moms and dads that just wanted their VHS to disc. So here's another video as well. If it will play. If it won't, we're gonna skip. All right, we're gonna move on from that. That's me at 11 running for class photographer. I don't think any of these are gonna play, so let's hopefully that doesn't happen this whole time, because I just tested it. So we may have to get, we may have to have some fun with this. I may have to kind of reload this. So we're going to skip through this. Okay. All right. So telling your story, guys, as a business owner, salesperson, brand is a great way to close sales faster. It's a great way to stand out, right? When people reach out to your business, they don't just reach out to you. As much as we wish they do, they're getting 5 other quotes. It's like, so how can us as business owners, people, how can we stand out? And it's by telling your story, whether it's a blog post, a video, Facebook, LinkedIn. And on top of that, it also drives recruitment, right? People want to work with fun people. People want to work with fun businesses. So it's so much more now than about the money you make at a job. It's about the life someone can have by choosing your business or by working for you. So side note, if these videos don't play, I'm going to stop. I'm going to reload this page. So let's see. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So how'd I put that there? So guys, a couple of stats before we go into some films. So 90% of consumers say video helps them buy. I mean, think about the last time you were online, YouTube. Like, if you saw someone using a product, you were more inclined to buy that because you could visualize yourself doing that. Having a video on your homepage keeps people on there 2 to 3 times longer. So what that means is you can capture their email. That's the whole point of this, right? If you get 1,000 people to your website, but nobody converts, why the heck did you have 1,000 people go to your website? So, and having a video on your landing page increases leads by 80%, right? So that is honestly so important. And hopefully, okay. So how does that relate to video marketing, right? I just started watching Schitt's Creek. It's a great show. So I had to include that GIF in there. So first things first, guys, don't sell or buy during this time. Don't share or buy, don't sell or bug, I'm sorry, during this time, right? it doesn't work, right? So what you should do is create empathetic and story-filled videos of your brand. And how do you do that, right? So marketing tip number 1, highlight a success story on video. This is so important, right? So being able to highlight how your business helps somebody and how much they love your business is a great thing to do during COVID. And it's so simple. Yes, you can hire a film crew, but you can also go on your cell phone. You can go on a webinar. You can go on your photo booth on your MacBook and just have a client rave about you. So here's actually an example that we did for a franchise where we got a happy customer on film. And just because, guys, we are going to reload this page. So give me a second here. As we,
while you're
yes.
loading,
Yeah.
Question here.
Okay.
Telling your story via video, what should the length be?
Yeah, so that is honestly, with everything being so short, right? To think that people are going to be watching our 5-minute video, like even my own mom is not going to watch that, right? So what works great in 2020 is digestible, short pieces of content. So what we recommend, 90 seconds on your homepage. And you may think that's crazy. How do we film for a whole day and then make it 90? But that's what you have to do, because the point of a video is to have someone convert, sign up, buy from you, work for you. So if the video is too long, they're just going to go back watching Netflix and not actually commit an action, right? So I'm actually going to now, I'm gonna be really upset, guys, because I tested this, and if this doesn't work, we're gonna go old school. I'm gonna find these videos on YouTube. So we're gonna have some fun today because it's live and this is what happens, right? So we're gonna just test this out. Give me a second.
Okay, so Trevor, this is your first live shot. What have you learned about doing a live report this morning?
I've learned that you don't have time to rehearse. You really have to be on the ball.
Okay, so that played. That was me at 15, okay? So I do this, guys. I'm not doing this to kind of talk about me and my story. I'm doing it to encourage you guys to find that old picture, find that old video. Just humanize yourself. Don't just send a quote the next time someone reaches out to you. Send a video. So we're back on track, guys. So here's a video of what we did for a franchise.
I feel like I grew up in this company. There's a reason that I've worked for Lord is for pretty much my entire adult life. Started when I was 16 years old, worked through high school, came back during college, became an assistant manager, and here I am 12 years later and part of a franchising group that's going to open up several in North Carolina. I love it. This really is a dream come true for me. Florida's wants to see their franchisee succeed. There's no doubt about that. Before I came to work for Florida as an assistant manager, I was extremely depressed. I was poor. I had no idea where my life was going. You can certainly do it. And if you have the drive and the passion and you love the business, you can do it. All the resources are a phone call away.
So the franchise space, right? I know no one here is in that space, but the point goes, she didn't talk about what they sold at the restaurant. We talked about how her life changed because she works for them. And my next scene is one of my favorites, guys. So what we did here, right? Whether you do it for yourself, whether you hire a film crew, you have to be able to tell a story. And I truly believe that the best stories are unscripted. That you can't script it. Don't let HR, don't let the CEO, especially the CEOs, because they will write like a 20-page script that makes no sense, right? So you just need to ask questions on site that evokes what you're trying to do, right? And create from that piece. So there is a story in everything. This mug, this table, your business, there's a story in everything. So here's the end of the video, which I just fell in love with because we pulled out that emotion.
To run a restaurant, now own a restaurant, the opportunities that have been presented to me in this company, it really is a Cinderella story that just doesn't happen every day. You know, to be here now, Sorry.
Like one of my favorite shots are right there. That's unscripted. We didn't tell her to do that, right? We asked such a great question. I think the question was, how has this business changed your life, right? So I'm giving you guys, little nuggets that whether you ask a client on Zoom to do something for you, whether you talk to your staff and ask them, why do you love working here, right? Just being able to get emotion out of things. So two things I like to leave people with. If you can make your person watching your video, your website, do that or that, you've already won. You've already been able to beat out the competition because everyone else is just showing the end product. No one shows the emotion people feel if they use that product, right? So it's like a flip. And honestly, sales will close faster because that buyer feels like they know you, right? They feel like they're not just in it for the money. Wow, they've been doing this since they were 15. So it looks like we are good on that. Sabrina, let me know because I closed the chat window because I think that froze my.
You're doing great. Thanks.
All right, cool. All right, so a great piece of video, guys, does the following. It evokes emotion. It tells a story. It makes the viewer want to take an action. So whether it's a video, blog post, low-res cell phone video of you with your dog at your house during COVID, that stuff works. Don't overthink this. Just post, right?
That's a perfect segue, actually. Sorry to interrupt because
no, go ahead.
We do have somebody asking right now, any tips on how to do this if we can't hire a professional filming crew, especially when budgets are diminished? We also say, is one platform better than the next? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter?
Yeah, so the first question is, and I can't say this enough, like, yes, film crews would love you to hire them, right? But with COVID, we get it. A lot of our partners have said, Trev, our budgets were slashed. What can we do to cut things? We get it, right? So how someone can do that is actually so attainable and simple that even I don't do it as much as I should because I forget. So something you can do, just like how I'm talking like this, twice a week for 2 minutes, talk about what your business is doing. Talk about what you had to overcome to start this business. Get a staff on a Zoom interview one-on-one and just post the rawness, post the mess ups, just post stuff that tells a story. So even a low res video of you and your dog and say, happy Monday, we just closed this big deal. Thank you guys for being a partner of ours. Like that sometimes gets more engaged than the actual videos we produce, which gets kind of annoying to be honest, but that's just the world we're in now, right? People want professionally done video, but they also like the authenticity of a shaky cell phone video. And to answer that other question, the best platform for B2B, and I can't scream this enough, is LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is a platform where you can't expect a quick win from it, right? Like every time I post, I get like 400 to 500 people that see it. But no one has ever called me and said, hey, because of your LinkedIn post on May 22nd of last year, I'm ready to buy. It's just that constant touch. So spend 5 minutes a day. That's 20 minutes a week. If that math is right, 25 minutes a week to just stay top of mind with people. So every person you meet, find them on LinkedIn. Do a quick search on Facebook. Do a quick Instagram search and find them. And then post daily, even Instagram stories, right? I have people tell me, hey, Trev, you post a lot about business on your personal story. And I go, well, I love what I do. And also you can unfollow me like in a very nice way. So there's really no loss of posting every day. But the thing is, most people don't unfollow. They just keep scrolling. So it's kind of that humbling thing where it's like, you can't expect a quick win with that stuff.
Trevor, let me ask you a follow-up to
Yeah.
that great question about sort of how you piece this together, especially in a COVID time when budgets are being slashed and people are being particularly cautious, but obviously still need to generate good leads and good business like this. How can people work with a company like yours at scale? For example, I'll just shoot a bunch of video of me talking into my webcam and then say, here, Trevor, please make this pretty and sales-worthy. How does that kind of work? Because I know for us, for example, at NGLC, we're always trying to capture stories of business owners succeeding like you. And we tell people, just record into the camera, and they tell us, well, what if I might need 10 takes? Like, no problem, we'll edit.
Yep.
Just talk and then trust a professional like you. So how does that work?
Yeah, so we actually had to pivot, right, a little bit with offering, when the shelter in place was going on like at full scale, our clients and prospects still wanted video. So what we did is we would have them, we could also help them do a Zoom interview. We send them a PDF of how to record. I have a light here, I have a microphone. We kind of guide people on how to do it. But if you're in front of a window, like I am, like I have a light on, but if you turn the light away, like that's my natural light from the window. And I shouldn't have done that because now that light's gonna fall. So being able to have natural light in front of a window actually makes it look really good. So how someone can accomplish that, especially during COVID, I get it, marketing budget's gone, things closed down. It's a really tough time, right? So what someone can do is I like to work with definable numbers, right? Not send Trevor Zoom sound bites. It's, hey, why don't you get 3 of your staff on Zoom for 3 minutes about how much they love what they do? Why don't you get 3 customers on Zoom talking about how your business helped them? Send it to us, and we make it look pretty, which I can show you. It's my 4th tip that I have on here of what we did with one of our people. So he raved about us, but we also incorporated cell phone video and photos. So a way to do that is literally ask people to do a Zoom interview or have them go on their cell phone and talk, but cap them. That's the thing. We don't want a 20-minute video, right? So maybe cap them and say, hey, ramble for 5 minutes about how much you love your job, how much something you do outside of work, and something else. And then send it to a film crew like us, and we can make it look pretty and inspirational and engaging. Yeah, I love these. Awesome. So I did a quick search, you guys, and this kind of made me realize, how do we stand out even more? Do you know how many businesses are in the US? And it's 32.5 million. That's insane, right? So how can you stand out, right? This is what this whole thing is about, is how can you stand out? And to think that we're top of mind with people, we're just not, right? That person you want to hire, that client you want to close, the minute that we are off the phone with them, we are forgotten. So what can you do to stay top of mind? It's posting constantly videos and things like that. So create and post marketing films consistently. And we can say, we can also take that out and say Facebook post, Instagram stories, Twitter posts. Even if your Insta story gets 5 people watching it, that's still 5 more people that watched your story that day. Like, don't try and go for mass numbers here. Just go for touches, sales touches, right? So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and B2B guys, if you don't have LinkedIn, post daily, like about something, somewhere, an article. That is the B2B business Facebook. So marketing tip number 2, I'll kind of go through these. So tell your story on Zoom, right? This is something that we did with our team. So ask 5 to 7 clients or staff to say an inspirational line and then add music to it. So we actually did this for us and a couple of our partners, where we had people on Zoom say lines, and it came out really, really cool. We had over 20,000 people watch this video because we also added it to our remarketing campaign. So right now, don't sell, inspire, right? And be a positive light. No matter what you and your business are going through, we are here for you.
I'm here to let you know that corporate filming and franchise filming are here for you.
We are here for you.
We are here for you. Together, we will all get through this.
We will get through this.
Stay safe and stay strong.
Together, we will get through this. So even my Zoom interview was overexposed, right? But it's like, it's not, we're trying to just create content right now that inspires during COVID. That imagine if this video was save 50% tomorrow only. It's just, it wouldn't work right now, right? And it's probably not going to work the rest of 2020. So what can you work on during COVID, post-COVID, that really tells your story and humanizes you? So marketing tip 3, once again, I say the word story a lot. Focus on your story and tell it. So this could be a video, blog post, Instagram story, iPhone video. I really mean that. Most iPhones have a 4K setting. If you go into the settings, now you have a 4K video that you can post. Just make sure good light, dogs are outside, kids are away. Just make sure there's no outside noise. But if there is noise, or if your kid walks in, or if your dog walks in, keep rolling. Post that. That's authentic. That's funny, right? That's like, we went Facebook Live and I was at my mom's house and my nieces and nephews walked in, the alarm went off, the mailman came in, and we just kept rolling. And it was the most engaged 10 seconds because people were saying, haha, LOL, right? So just find a way to get your story out there. So here's something, guys, on our website, corporatefilming.net, we decided, because we weren't filming for about 45 days, right? So we said, what could we work on that humanizes our staff, right? So here's one of our workers, Autumn. She's been with me 5 years. She's awesome. We wouldn't be where we are today unless she has been with us this entire time. So we told her story. We asked her 10 questions. We asked for some personal photos. Now Autumn is humanized. And this goes in her signature. It's on our website. And part of the reason why I want to humanize people, guys, is at some point we're going to do something that makes our client upset, right? As much as we don't want to, there's bound to be something. So if they don't have a chance to meet you, what can you create that makes you a human, right? That makes you fun to work with. So people want to work with fun people, whether you're a business, whether you're a job, whether you're a corporate buyer that's on this Zoom call right now. People want to work with fun companies. It's so much more than about the salary you make. It's about the culture. It's about the food. Are you gonna let me work from home, right? Tell the world what you love. Tell the world that you love what you do, right? This makes you stand apart. And I'm amazed at the amount of film crews in our space. Nobody has the films like you saw. Everyone just sends their reel and the examples they've done. We flip it. We send our story, why we love what we do, and it helps us close some pretty massive sales because they can see us, they can feel us, and they just know that we are not in it just for the money, right? So my role here at Corporate Filming is... So here's a quick video we did about my story, and if you can't hire a film crew, get this on an iPhone video, right?
So my role here at Corporate Filming is the CEO and founder. We are constantly trying to help different companies tell their story. And just being able to tell stories every day is something that we love to do. So a little unknown fact that people don't know about me is I am a triplet. No, we don't look alike. I also referee D1 college soccer. It's my other love. So I love to tell stories, grow the business, and I also love to referee college soccer. A little bit about my story is I was kind of this nerdy kid in high school. I stuttered really bad as a kid, and to look back is super humbling. And for anyone out there that thinks that you can't do it or you can't be that thing that you want to be, you can. And I'm so excited for the future, and let's keep on telling stories.
So can we just talk about
my role here at...
Can we just talk about this? So this was me in high school. Why did they keep this shot on? That was like on TV because I interned for them. That shot was on TV. I don't know. whoever put that video in there just cracks me up. So anyways, so marketing tip 4, right? Guys, now hopefully I'm humanized, right? So imagine, picture your business, your story, your staff in a film like that, right? Send that with your quote, send it with your proposal. And once again, even if it's an iPhone video, that's okay. How can someone hear you, feel you, see your happiness, right? That's what makes you stand out. So marketing tip number 4, guys, give and share knowledge of your field. So once again, I'm giving you guys examples that we just started doing and we have 3 clients already that want this. Because if you're providing knowledge, people don't think they're being sold to, but people want to be guided, right? They want to be told what to do. If your client knew what they wanted, they wouldn't be on the phone with you, right? So be a teacher. And by posting knowledge videos, you become a thought leader in the space. So now you're not just someone that sends them a quote. It's, hey, here's our video of the 5 reasons why video helps franchises or something like that. So here's a quick video that we did.
Much more than just about talking about your product. In 2020, consumers expect to feel a connection to the brand they do business with. Our 5 tips to humanize your brand are the following. Highlight your people. Show their faces. Create short, digestible video content. We recommend this to be no more than 60 seconds. Tip 2, please stop using stock photos and video. Everybody knows is stock. Tip 3, create blog posts and videos to talk about the passion of your team. Remember, people work with people, not logos. Tip 4, do a team photo shoot today. Get everyone together and get headshots and capture a.
So hopefully the video is playing through. If you can't see it, shoot me an email. I can send all this to you, Trevor at corporatefilming.net. So this has helped us gain more business because I'm telling our clients what works. Photo shoot day, interviews. It's now you're giving knowledge. So once again, if you can't hire a film crew, totally do this. Go on your photo booth and say something like that.
Yeah, great point, Trevor. And just while we're at the bottom of the hour, I want to take the opportunity to welcome all the folks who have joined us since we began at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you again for joining us on Webinar Wednesday. We're halfway through a great presentation on 5 great digital marketing tips for video-based marketing tips for small businesses. And reminder to everyone, if you have questions along the way, use the Q&A feature here in Zoom. We'll have an entire Q&A section at the end. And thank you again for joining us. Trevor, back to you.
Yeah, thank you. And I can't say this enough, guys. Once again, if budgets are cut, we get it. Do this. Set aside 10 minutes a week. That's 40 minutes a month, right? Once again, if that math is right. And just provide knowledge. So, hey, I'm Tim from XYZ. Did you know that by selling your house within 2 years, you save XYZ? It's just knowledge. And if you put it on your calendar as a repeating thing, every Monday from 10:10 to 10:20, you'll be shocked that you'll just do it. So I recommend put it on your iCal for these things so that you block out the time. And possibly share with someone else that you want to do this so they can hold you accountable, right? Because a lot of us work for ourselves and like no one's telling us when we don't do something. So I'll sometimes tell my team a date just so I make sure to do it by that date. So marketing tip 5. Get a happy client on Zoom. This is more geared towards the whole, during COVID thing. We get people can't fly, that kind of thing. We are starting to film in states that allow that. So we are backing up, we're back and, running, but get a happy client on Zoom. So how we did this is we emailed this person saying, hey, can I get 10 minutes of your time? And we filmed his video. So we incorporated past footage.
I'm here with Vaughn Thigman. He is my business coach. I also created a video for him. Vaughn, tell us about the video and what that's doing for your business.
I got to tell you, I always knew that video was important in my marketing campaigns and my efforts. I had no idea how it would impact our sales. So within the first 30 days, Trevor, this was just so amazing, so rewarding. In the first 30 days of us posting our video on our website, we got our first $100,000 a year client. And it was just like that. And he told us that, you know, I'd heard of you guys, but until I watched the video, I didn't really know that much about you. And the reason why I'm calling out, it was a great investment, and I hope a lot of success to you and your team, Trevor. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaughn. That made my day. That makes us want to dance. Dance in the street. Yeah. Thank you, Vaughn. So, guys, that took me 20 minutes. My team added songs to it. If you don't have a film crew to do this, totally fine. Post a raw one-on-one Zoom where the screens are side by side and cap it to 2 minutes, have them talk about you, post it. So it provides social proof that your business works, because a lot of sales don't go through because the customer doesn't trust us, which why should they, right? So being able to post videos and social proof of other customers being happy, that's how you can start to stand out. And our last kind of the 3 things, guys, as we close this out, really happy you guys are here. This is like, hopefully this shines through. This is what I love to do, like, honestly. So, and when I see businesses and people not doing this, I just want to be like, it's so attainable. So the 3 things to keep top of mind is tell your story. Don't try and script it. Like, just talk about your life, talk about how someone's life got better because they used your business. If you do hire a film crew, don't write a script for them. Have them ask questions. So if your end marketing goal is to sell more socks, ask them, how did our socks make you feel? Or when you went to bed, or I'm blanking on the questions now, but you know, just ask questions that evoke emotion, right? Are you happy you bought our socks? Would you recommend our socks? How cute do your kids look in our socks, right? Just, it's those kind of things. Post things consistently, videos, photos of your dog, every single day. There's a quote by Gary Vaynerchuk, who I love. If you are not posting daily, you are not relevant. And that kind of like hit home with me a little bit. So we amped up. It takes me 20 minutes a day. It's the first thing I do. I post on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, a story. I just do something, right? And last thing, highlight the emotion and life someone can have. Don't just talk about your product, but how did their life change from an emotional standpoint? And yes, another GIF. So I challenge you guys in the next 3 days. Honestly, it's so attainable, okay? Post a 90-second raw video about your story. Like this, even on photo booth, even on your iPhone. Talk about the love for what you do. And I bet that will get so engaged. It's so engaged. Put 3 paragraphs on your website of your story. Don't ramble too much. Talk about why you love what you do, how you help people, and maybe something unique about you, right? I mentioned I referee soccer. I'm a triplet. Shout out to my mom who had 5 kids. You know, just like, it's that story. Last thing, get 1 client on Zoom. Email 10 people, and I bet 1 will write back. Set a time, post it. And then email me once you've done this. I'd love to see this. I'd love to help you. It's trevor@corporatefilming.net. So thank you, everybody. And I'd love for you guys to find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And yeah, do we have any questions? I don't want to load the chat because it might freeze.
Yes, thank you so much for that awesome presentation. The first is from Anthony. Anthony says, what are your thoughts on webinars? Funny because we're in one. Is there any type of content that you would recommend?
So I finally am practicing what I preach. We just started doing webinars like 3 weeks ago. And the best kind of webinars are these, right? Interactive, fun, allow questions. Side note, like this whole deck probably took me like 4 or 5 hours to make. So it does take a long time to prep for them, but then they're so worth it, because once again, now they see me, they see my passion, they see our knowledge. So now that sales cycle is going to be cut in half when and if somebody wants to eventually buy from us. So webinars are fantastic. We use Zoom and GoToWebinar, $50 a month. They work great.
Great,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
So our next question Suggestion for finding good songs to use. I know we don't use stock video or stock photos, but should we be concerned about stock audio? And my gut feeling might be yes.
Yes. So legally, we can never use songs like "Marry Me" by Train or a Bruno Mars song, but everybody does it, right? But that doesn't make it right. But YouTube is really cracking down. So an example, we used to film weddings like 5 years ago, and all the songs would be fine. We'd use all the copyrighted songs because we didn't know, right, off the record. And YouTube took all of them down. So now all these brides and grooms, we had to email them the video. So just lesson learned, it's not worth it. What works better is those corporate songs that you heard on our films, right? You're not there to have someone groove to your song. You're there to have them watch your video. So just add a little song. Audiojungle.net is a great site that we can use. It's like $25 a song. If you do, and that works great for online. So 100% use corporate inspirational songs, because you're not there to have them listen to the song. You're there to listen to the sound bites.
And we'll add, when we do the blog post to this, we'll add some links to stock audio, royalty free, and there are some great websites out there to explain how and when you're able to use, what is fair use and when you're able to use that audio. So that'll be a great connection to your presentation. Thanks.
Yeah.
And a couple more questions coming in here. So with posting every day, but keeping the content with a good variety and to keep it interesting, how do you avoid running out of ideas? Great question.
Wow, I love how this is live because I don't have time to prep this. So we're just going to go. So it takes, don't overthink it, right? It's like, just post something. Content is still content, right? So no one expects every post to be this Hollywood production and 0 typos, even though there should be no typos, right? But like, it's just, you're there to post content. So, I mean, I post every day on platforms for the last 5 years. I've never ran out of ideas. And if I do kind of hit a wall, a great thing to post is, let's say you sell socks. You Google why families should wear socks, and there's going to be a bunch of things that you can post that other people are saying. So if you sell chocolate, let's say, maybe you do a blog post or you post somebody else's blog post, why chocolate is the best candy out there. And maybe the blog post is, check this out, isn't chocolate the best candy out there? ? And then you get engagement. So hopefully that's a good answer. It's just, whatever your field is, Google it and you'll find ideas. And if you really are stuck, you can never go wrong with just talking about what is going on that day. Hey, it's Tuesday, I'm with my dog, closing some sales today. Gotta go, bye. That's still a post.
We love the tried and true Google method for sure.
Yeah.
So a couple more questions coming in. This is awesome, folks. Keep it coming. We've got a few more minutes before the end of the hour. Krista says, if you're a rookie and have never done anything with video and want to better understand tech to pull this off, where should I start, or what recommended sources do you suggest?
Yes, and just so I follow, just in terms of video content, right? I would assume. So
and production.
The what? Sorry.
And production. How would a novice get started? Like, where do they even begin looking for the right tech and the right? Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Yep. So start attainable, right? The worst thing you could do is say, I want a whole movie studio by next Wednesday. It's just not going to happen, right? So literally the quality you're seeing on mine, hopefully I have good upload speed, is a $20 light, which I can send that link to you guys. This $30 microphone, I'm in front of my window. So I did this whole webinar with this equipment and my MacBook Air, right? So start attainable. The next step, right? Because a lot of equipment, I mean, when we film on site, it's like $40,000 worth of equipment that we bring, right? So if you want to film yourself, the best thing you could start with is your iPhone. Make sure your windows are closed, so there's no sound. I can give some recommendations of cameras. We work with very high-end ones, so I don't know the intro ones, but if you Google best cameras under $2,000, which that's probably the price point you're gonna have to spend, you'll find a bunch of examples of things. And then your first video that you post is gonna be bad, but that's okay, post it. It's still, it's fine. And even put on the post, it's all about authenticity, right? This is my first video ever. What do you think about it? And people would probably love it.
That's a great point. And one of the beginner cameras that I recommend is one of the Nikon D series, the one that has both video and photo integrated, so you can use it for other purposes as well, but it does capture really high quality video, and you can get little speaker attachments and things for it so that your audio comes through more clearly. The next question is, when translating a video to another language, what's the most effective, voiceover or subtitles? And I'll just want to say, from like an accessibility standpoint, whether you're in another language or not, I think subtitles are so important, because especially in the social media world, people lose your content if they are deaf or hard of hearing and they can't hear what you're saying, and you might have a really awesome message. So I always suggest subtitles. There's some pretty cool iPhone apps that you can pay like $1 for that will automatically subtitle. Sorry, Trevor, the question's for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take it away.
No, you're right. A great site we use is rev.com, R-E-V. It's $1.50 a minute. That's a great site. You upload the video and they give you a file called an SRT file, and you just upload that with the video on YouTube. Facebook has auto captions, which I recommend. You do have to go through and fix them because it's just a robot that does the auto ones. But 85% of videos watched on a phone are watched on silent. So you need to put subtitles, and don't ever stop posting because you didn't do it, but just start somehow doing it, because you know most people are watching videos on mute on their phone, or maybe it's on their other monitor that's muted. So rev.com is really important, and they can transcribe it, and they can put it in other languages also.
That's all. And I want to throw in a shout too for a lot of folks who are feeling the sort of pinch of becoming a beginner in this work. It can definitely feel overwhelming, but one of the many upsides of the COVID crisis that we're in from a corporate social responsibility side is the amount of partners offering free tutorials, discounted service. There's a lot of tech companies offering small businesses discounted cameras. Adobe is offering a lot of free training and free access to their editing suites and things like that. So now's the perfect time to get started. As we keep saying, you know, for anything that you would want to buy for your business, there's an LGBT supplier behind it. So great companies like yours, Trevor, can definitely help our entrepreneurs pivot in this time. It's also an important reminder that anyone who's certified in using their my.nglcc profile portal can add video, which is something rare that most other supplier diversity organizations don't have available. You can add video, you can link to YouTube, you can include media-rich PDFs that have video embedded in them. So use that, because when the NGLCC Engagement Center sends a recommendation about your business to a corporate partner that requested your industry for an RFP, to your point, Trevor, they want to work with people before they want to work with business titles. So they want to know you, they want to know what that relationship's going to be like. So sending a video that really shows off personality has made a world of difference to some of the businesses that we've recommended. So great topics today.
Yeah, thank
Jonathan,
you.
Sorry, Trevor, to interrupt, but I think, Jonathan, that's also the perfect time to say, if you haven't gone into your MyNGLCC profile outside of video, which you absolutely should get on there with a video, you should be going up there regularly to update your NICS codes, to update your revenues. When our engagement center is looking for opportunities that your company could benefit from by connecting you directly with our corporates for RFPs, and you don't have that updated info in there, you could miss out on some big opportunities, whether on a B2B or a B2C level. So I just wanted to take that moment of privilege to say, go in and check out your MyNGLCC profile. I know we're all busy right now, and this COVID world has transformed us, but it's even more important to have a stronger digital presence now than ever.
Great point. And then one last thing too, Trevor made such a great point. Actually, he helped me sort of think through this when we were connecting a few weeks ago. I'm turning off my virtual background here because for for $5 on Amazon, I got an actual functioning green screen and then
Wow.
a stellar ring light. And when you set this up correctly, it looks like I'm filming in a movie studio, and it's just as clear as if I had brought in a whole film crew. So the resources are out there, especially as we're all stuck making movie studios in our living rooms and bedrooms.
Yep.
That's a great point, Jonathan. Go ahead, Trevor. Sorry.
Yeah, no, this is great. I mean, I feel like I kind of got hit in the head a little bit when I was like, man, if now isn't the time to work on marketing and your story, then when is, right? Especially when business was just stopped for like 30 days. I mean, that's why I try and spin everything to a positive light, but like we would not have focused on our story so much if COVID didn't happen. So like, I want to kind of instill what we learned, like, man, everyone should be doing this. So.
Well, that's a perfect segue into our final question of the day. What makes LinkedIn best for B2B?
So everybody that has buying power is on LinkedIn, every single person, and it will make you stand out, right? The minute I get a lead in, I do a LinkedIn search and I say, thanks for, right? And so, but it's that lead could find you on LinkedIn a year from now. It could be tomorrow. It could be 5 years. But why not take advantage of a platform where everybody is on there? If somebody has buying power, they are on LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is the new Facebook for businesses. So 100% go on LinkedIn. Don't overthink it. Don't wait. Spend an hour making your profile, post something cool, and post something every day. And then you're going to start out with 1 follower, then 7, then 11, but then a year from now, you'll have way more, right? So
I think that's a great point. And I know Jonathan, as our comms and media guru at NGLCC, would agree. We have really strong engagement overall on LinkedIn, and our community, especially the LGBT business community, is buzzing on LinkedIn. So if you are a BE and you're not yet engaged on LinkedIn, take that opportunity. As NGLCC continues to release the conference app, which might look like an engagement app moving forward, we're not sure. Stay tuned for more. Also think about those networks that are already at your disposal that you can be marketing to directly without that cold sort of email, but something that's more personal and allows you to sort of shine in front of the network. So Trevor, with that, we just want to say thank you so much for dropping these nuggets of wisdom on us today. And for those that weren't able to join for the full program, nglcc.org/blog and /webinars. We keep all of our content up to date. There's recordings from previous programs, so make sure that you are checking that out. Also, we'd be remiss if we didn't update you on the coming weeks of webinars. Next week on Wednesday, May 27th, same time, we have the Thriving Mindset, your most powerful tool for empowerment, innovation, and leadership in disruptive times, presented by Jerry Valentine, who I can say is an incredible speaker and educator. And then on Wednesday, June 3rd, Business Unusual, how to grow your company when business unusual becomes business as usual. I know that we all need a little bit of that right now. And then finally, please be sure, if you've not already done so, if you're a repeat attendee, make sure that you're tuning in for NGLCC's LGBT Sip and Pitch Fridays program. We launched it in April with the intent of being once per month. That was so successful that we're now on a twice monthly model. So we met last Friday for 3 hours. We'll meet again next Friday. I know that sounds like a long time, but tune in for all or as little as you can. It's a great time. We've heard from folks that, hey, these 3 hours flew by for those that joined us for the full program, but you'll hear from 6 companies who'll be pitching in that program, and then we'll have the final hour for community and conversation and do what we do best, which is pour a drink and chit chat with one another. So with that, you can email us at webinars@nglcc.org if you liked what you saw today. Go to nglcc.org/webinars to apply to submit your own. If you are waiting to be approved for an upcoming webinar or a sip and pitch program, know that we are scheduling these programs out. We've got a lot of interest and we're moving as best as we can. Otherwise, Trevor, thank you again so much.
Yes.
See you all back here next Wednesday, and have a great rest of your week.
Thank you all.
Thanks.